Welcome to the results, everybody. And yeah, what can I say? I'm really glad to be back. So, filming things a little bit different because right now, actually, you can't see it. Well, maybe you can. Let me see. At the base here, I got some weights flattening out a manual for. You might see it there, but it's an old PS1 system I picked up a long while ago, but now just flattening out some of the junk was in the box, like the manual. It's July now, and it's not June, so sales kind of died down in July for some reason. I never really understood it, and considering all the cool stuff I picked up right before I left, well, let's get into it. So, first sale actually this was like the third sale. Third sale I went to, but the first one that actually had some stuff was actually like this community thing. On one table there were some PS2s and some guides, some manga and stuff like that. And some of the games were kind of old PS2, but I think they were like PS1. There was one like N64 game guide for like Gex. But I picked up this. They said all the books there were 75 cents, so I asked if I can get it for 50 cents. Dot hack infection guide. But the kid there, you ever see those kids that are like, I don't know, they're testing out their manhood. Some boy was testing out his manhood, basically. They had like those mustaches that you're just like, please shave that off. It does not look right on you. And this kid was like that. But I asked the kid if he had any like Sega Genesis, Super Nintendo, like those kinds of games, and he was so like nervous and everything. He said, yeah, I do, but he was very, hesitant. His mom was there with him, and putting on the sale on their table or whatever, and she's like, oh, but you don't want to sell those, do you? He's just too afraid to answer for himself. What are you gonna do? I went to a bunch of other sales, nothing happened, and I said, you know what, before I leave town, before I go to the thrift stores, I'm going to go to this one sale that I said I wouldn't go to, because it said like it had a bunch of audio electronics, and it listed everything that was there and had pictures, and normally, people, they really don't have much beyond that if they get that specific. So I figured I wouldn't go to it, but on my way there, literally like right across the street from that sale, there was, just a family having the yard sale. It was just, they didn't advertise online or anything. And I asked if they had some video games. And they said, yeah, we have like this bag of games. They went inside and they got the bag out, and they had some original Xbox. I think there was an Xbox 360. There was like Halo ODST. It wasn't even opened, but I didn't pick that up. And they had some GameCube games and Xbox. Out of those, I picked up a Black Label Wind Waker and a really nice condition, complete Orta. Panda's Dragon Orta. This one doesn't have its manual though, and I asked how much were they selling them for, and they said the original Xbox and GameCube, 50 cents. It's really nice when you don't even have to try. Like, I'm not going to go, when they say 50 cents for these, I'm not really going to go any lower. I mean, maybe if I was buying a lot of stuff, but they didn't have too much. They had some other game that was some Mage Battlegrounds I was thinking about getting, but even with just 3 games I wouldn't have knocked them down. And I said, do you have any like a DS or Game Boy or anything? So they come out with more games. They basically have this nice cute little case here, my Yoshi game case it says. Mario 64 DS, Pokemon Pearl, Spore Creatures, and Yoshi Island DS. Really nice case. But they had all these other cases and games or cases and mails that just there was no game, and the ones that were in there, basically, they had the manual too in the case too, which is really nice. I didn't even open this one yet, but it has the manual for Mario Advance 2. Yoshi Island, Pokemon Pearl, they had 2 of these. This one doesn't have its manual. Spore Creatures, I think this one's complete. Yeah. I asked them how much they wanted, and they said for all these, for all 4, $1.50. Like I said, I'm not gonna knock you down for these. So that was $1. These 2 were $1. This was $1.50, and they had 2 Game Boy Advances, a pink one with the back that falls out, and then a purple one that was they said had trouble sometimes turning on or staying on. So I was like, I think I'll take the pink one. And how much did they want for it? $1. I did also manage to get a PS2 Slim from them with the power cables and audio cables, whatever. How much do they want for this one? Can anyone guess? I'll give you a clue. Less than $5. $3. So that I paid $6.50 that one sale, and then that's crazy, right? There was one sale that said they had PS3 games, like they was advertised they had PS3 games. And normally I'll go to the sales that say games first, but this was kind of like a little further away and put me out of the direction of a bunch of other ones that were going on. So I figured I'd head in that direction after when I started going to the thrift stores in the other town. And I let off all this stuff back at my place, headed over there, and yeah, it was one of those sales where there was just a bunch of stickers on everything. Prices of definitely not garage sale quality. I mean, some things were brand new and not open, but people are not going to pay, you know, they're not going to pay the money that you want. And I don't know who's going to buy Madden 2011 PS3 for $15 and Modern Warfare 2 for $15. Yeah, basically it doesn't leave a good taste in my mouth when I come away from those sales, and I pretty much just want to get out of there. It's just wasted time. Yeah, I mean, I went over to the thrift stores and had a bunch of original Xbox titles. I don't know, nothing really that struck my eye. There was something called Nightcaster I might have considered, but what the heck was this Goodwill thinking, charging $8.99, $6.99 for original Xbox titles? It's just getting out of control, people, at the thrift stores, and really, it's consistent now where the prices are just insane for any video game. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's, I mean, you might have problems with your Nintendo games and Sega games, whatever, going up in price, but mine are like PS2 and Xbox games becoming that of freaking GameStop. It's ridiculous. Another thrift store in the same town, they had a block of Super Nintendo games for $20. 3 of them were Madden 97, the other one was NBA Hang Time. $20 for Madden? Ridiculous. I head back to my town and go to the Goodwill, and I'm expecting nothing. Amazingly, what else was in the case? I see Adventure Island on the NES, and you know, I think it was $2.99. I have played that game on an emulator a long time ago, and I think the Adventure Island series doesn't really start getting good until maybe 3. I can't remember, but I think that's number 1 is the one where you're just skateboarding through levels, and I hated it. I gotta be honest with you. I love Hudson. I'm a huge Bomberman fan. I put up that Felix the Cat video. I mean, they create some good games. Anyways, getting on with it. Went to the thrift store on Sunday, and like I really wasn't expecting much because just a day before I saw those Nintendo games there, and you know, I was a little lazy getting out on Sunday and wasn't expecting to find much to begin with, but I got there and looked in the case, was surprised to see this shining beauty sitting there, and underneath it was an arcade power stick, the 3-button one, you know, with the mega fires, and I love that arcade stick, but I already got 2 of them, and it was selling for $9.50, just like this was selling for $9.50. I rarely see these, but I do see them, and you know, this one was, I'm glad that it actually had the link cable, and the, you know, if you want to hook it up to your Model 1, had the patch cable for that link cable. So it did come with the right cables. It didn't come with you know, the regular AV or the power, but that's not too much of an issue. Normally don't do this, but I really didn't want to pay $9.50 for it, so I said to the lady, could you knock it down $5? I mean, I don't have a power cable with it, and she's like, I could ask the manager, and she comes back, I got it for $4.50, so yeah, I'm really happy about that, and wish there was some other stuff around the store, but who knows, maybe there's something in another Goodwill, like maybe 32X Games went to the other Goodwill that's in the other town over, who knows. Now I did also go to one other thrift store on Sunday, and this thrift store I go in once or twice a month. They mostly sell media books, CDs, DVDs, and sometimes in the CDs there are games, but you know, their prices are usually like $4 or so, and it's not like they have good games. It's like they might have San Andreas or something. Who knows how it even got there? It's just either way, they do have some good prices off for things. 25 cents for a book, you know, and you're not going to pay much there. And one time I walked in there, they had a whole stack of strategy guides for 25 cents each, all the way back, dating back to the they had some from Nintendo, actually, the original Nintendo, but Super Nintendo, N64, PlayStation. I did find this guy. Another big box PC game, Warhammer Dark Omen, and I was wondering, you know, what the condition was, how complete it was. It looks like this puppy was never even opened, never used. They priced it at $4. I thought it would be just a really good investment, you know. I don't know who wants this, but for $4, I'll take the risk. Hope you guys had some good hunting, and well, you know what to do. Get out there and get hunting.